It's 1968. A scientist builds a paradise, not for people, but for mice. The box is 2.7 meters square, 9 feet by 9 feet. Inside it, 256 nesting boxes, food dispensers every few feet, water bottles that never run dry, perfect temperature, 0 predators, no competition for resources, every physical need a mouse could ever have, solved forever. The scientist calls it Universe 25. His name is John Calhoun. He's been doing this exact experiment in smaller versions for over a decade. This is version 25. He's getting good at it. He puts in 4 breeding pairs, 8 mice total. He wants to know one thing: what happens to a society when you remove every problem except each other? For the first 104 days, nothing dramatic happens. The mice explore. They breed, slowly, cautiously, like they're still getting used to a world with no danger in it. Population doubles roughly every 55 days. By day 315, there are 620 mice living inside that box. This is the part Calhoun expected: paradise, working exactly as designed. Then, the box starts running out of something. Not food, not water, not space. There's still room to move. What it runs out of is roles. In a normal mouse colony, status is earned. A male fights for territory, defends a nest, wins a mate. There are jobs. There is a place for almost everyone, because populations are small and roles are wide. Universe 25 does not work that way anymore. There are now hundreds of mice and only 256 nesting boxes, and the most desirable ones cluster in specific corners. Dominant males claim those corners early and defend them, but there are far more males than there are desirable spots to defend, and far more males than there are meaningful fights left to win. So you get a surplus. A growing population of male mice with no territory, no status, no purpose, and absolutely nowhere else to go. Calhoun starts calling them something specific in his notes. He calls them the beautiful ones, physically flawless, never fought, never mated, never scarred. They spend their time eating, sleeping, and grooming themselves, and nothing else. Meanwhile, the mice who do still have a role start behaving very differently. Dominant males, unable to expand their territory because there's no more territory to take, become hyper-aggressive. Instead, they start attacking females, attacking each other, and start attacking young mice for no reason. Mothers, packed too close together under constant low-grade stress, start abandoning and killing their own pups. Some attack them, some just walk away. Population keeps climbing anyway. By day 560, it peaks at 2,200 mice in a box built to comfortably hold a few hundred. Then it stops climbing. It doesn't level off, it falls. Birth rates collapse first, then infant mortality climbs past 90%. Then something stranger happens. Something Calhoun didn't have a clean name for. Mice stop doing mouse things almost entirely. Males stop defending territory or seeking mates. Females stop nesting. Individuals withdraw completely, sitting alone, unbothered, uninterested, doing nothing but eating, sleeping, and grooming for the rest of their lives. Calhoun calls this the behavioral sink. Later, he gives it a harder name. He calls it the first death. The death of purpose, of social structure, of the will to reproduce or defend or belong to anything, happening long before the actual physical deaths begin. By day 600, there are no new pups being born at all, not even one. The population that once hit 2,200 begins sliding towards zero, and it does not recover. It never recovers. Even when Calhoun reduces crowding later, even when he gives surviving mice more space and fewer neighbors, they don't go back to normal. They've forgotten how. By day 1780, the last mouse in Universe 25 dies. Every single individual in a colony that once numbered over 2,000 is gone. Total extinction. Inside a box where nothing ever attacked them, nothing ever starved them, and nothing ever got them sick. Calhoun ran this same basic setup more than 25 times in different types of containers with different shapes and sizes, and got some version of the same ending almost every time. He didn't stop there. Once word got out, everybody wanted to say something about it, and most of them weren't really about mice. People read Universe 25 as a warning about welfare states, about cities, about the sexual revolution, about beautiful ones, as a metaphor for young men who'd stopped trying in life. Calhoun himself leaned into some of this. He gave talks. He used the phrase spiritual death. He seemed, by several accounts, uneasy with how far his own metaphor had traveled. Because here is what the mouse box actually removed, not meaning in some abstract, philosophical sense, something much more specific and mechanical: competition for anything that mattered. No scarcity of food, no scarcity of space at first, no death from any external cause. Every single pressure that would normally sort a population into roles, hunter, defender, provider, simply didn't exist anymore. What Calhoun's mice were left with, instead, was only the pressure of each other, with absolutely nowhere to go and nothing external left to solve. And what happened wasn't chaos exactly. It wasn't mice fighting each other like crazy, not mostly. Mostly what happened was withdrawal. Mice sitting quietly, alone, grooming themselves, ignoring each other completely, while a small number of others turned violent for no clear reason at all. Calhoun spent the rest of his life warning people about crowding. That was never really the variable that mattered. The mice in Universe 25 had all the space in the world by any reasonable measure. What they didn't have was a reason to get up in the morning. Some researchers later pointed out something Calhoun rarely emphasized himself. It wasn't crowding alone that broke the colony. It was the disappearance of scarcity, and with it, the disappearance of anything worth competing for, defending, or building. Remove every obstacle a creature is built to overcome, and you don't get a creature that's freer. You get one that's lost. Calhoun died in 1995, still trying to explain what his mice had shown him. He never got a clean answer. Maybe there isn't one. Maybe the only thing left to say is this: give a creature everything except a purpose, and watch how quickly it forgets how to be alive at all.